following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We have a fun show for you guys today, but before we get started, today's my 61st birthday. I'm actually old, and today is Ron and Mai's anniversary, 14-year anniversary. So, with that being said, we want to wish everybody a happy thanks for tuning in. I'm a little under the weather, so my voice is off. But people are already joining us in the chat room, so let's say hi to the chat room. Let's say hi to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Oh, now it's Mr. 14 years later, it's Mr. Boy, we are suffering. He's suffering from a cold, and I am from the desert. Don't live in the desert, folks. It's not healthy. Anyway, my nose is so clogged. It's because of something is blooming out in the desert, and the winds blow the whatever it's blooming up your fucking nose, and then you get sick.
You have to speak up, I think, though.
I have to speak up.
Yeah, because I don't think people can hear
people
it
can hear me. My voice is theater trained. I can whisper, and you can hear me in the last row of a theater. You're not theater trained. You. Here's how Jimmy talks. Hello, everybody. How are you?
No, I listen to
you. Start off and then you mumble. I have theater speech. I continuously keep my voice at the same level with the same amount of air. I am theater trained, darling.
It's very low. What's up, chat room? Cindy Lady Lake has joined us in the chat room. She wished us a happy anniversary and happy birthday. Thank you. Stefan Bell is in the chat room at Medica Tour. And say hi to Tina for us.
Yes.
And we have a fun show today, you guys. We have Sam Irvin coming on. He's a award-winning director, producer, screenwriter, and author. He's worked with a bunch of cool people. And then we have John Michael Ferrari coming on, who's today's the last day to vote for Grammys, and he's for your consideration up for a Grammy.
And he's Italian.
And and so we're going to play some of his new music, so it should be a lot of fun. Sam Irvin is got a bunch of books that he's written, and he's worked with a bunch of great people. I think the guys will like it a lot. I'm excited about it because I know all the different things that he's done. There aren't that many people that come on that I know all the different cool things that they did.
What?
I know all the cool things that he's done. Like he did the Elvira TV show. He did. He has a book, Confessions of a Brian De Palma Protege, How I Shadowed the Director on The Fury, Dressed to Kill, and more. And The Fury is one of my favorite movies, and so is Dressed to Kill. So it should be fun. He also wrote a book on somebody, but I don't know who she is. He wrote a book called Kay Thompson, From Funny Face to Eloise, that got all promoted big heavily on Turner Classic Movies, but I don't know who Kay Thompson is. Do you?
Of course I know who Kay Thompson is.
Okay, so. And he's worked with everybody, you guys. He's got a bunch of books, and he's worked with a lot of really great people. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then we're going to play some new music from John Michael Ferrari, the song that's up for a Grammy. And he's also got another new song, so we're going to have fun with that also. My voice is hard to, talk.
I know. Mine is raspy, and yours is hard. The two of us should not be on television today.
Oh, and these are the balloons I got for my birthday. We actually celebrated my birthday 2 weeks ago.
Well, only we did that because my daughters were going back to Pennsylvania because of my daughter Leslie's new job. She had to be there early, so we celebrated Jimmy's birthday early, and now, but today is the real day. He's 61. Imagine I sleep with a 61-year-old bag. Ugh, what am I doing? I should be sleeping with like a 30-year-old.
No.
What am I doing with a 61? 61, you could be my father.
I'm a fabulous 61-year-old.
Yeah, but you could be my father. You're old enough to be my uncle, my father, anything, you old man. Ugh, ugh, ugh.
Anyway.
I got a balloon between them. It's a balloon between.
I don't know how you put them there.
I love it. I feel like we're beating the balloons up.
So you usually talk at the beginning of the show.
I'm not speaking ever again because you said I don't speak loud enough.
Well, now you are speaking loud enough.
No, I'm not speaking. It's all. Listen, next week, when is my movie coming out?
October 25th, Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell comes out. We're inviting people to the premiere right now.
Yes, you have to come see this movie. It's got 101 clowns. No movie has ever made so many clowns. I don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, it could be a stampede of clowns, which could be either ridiculous, scary, or just stupid. And I'll let you know when I see the movie. You know, we make movies and we don't see them for years because they have to be edited and distributed. So we never know what our films are like or how well we did or how well we did not do.
But we also saw a lot of you in the trailer, and in the trailer you look great.
Do you think?
Yes.
Oh, well, what can I tell you? Some people got it and can't give it away. And how's that go? Some people got it and make it pay. Some people can't even give it away. This person's got it, and this people's spreading it around. You either got it or you don't. That was from Maine. Gypsy. I love the Broadway musical Gypsy. It was one of the best I've ever done. Beautiful.
I just got a text message from my stepdaughters, your daughters.
My daughter.
It says, we're trying to find out how to get into the chat. Please announce on the air that we wish you both a happy anniversary and a happy birthday, and we love you both. So they may be joining us in the chat room in a minute. Huh?
Who are they?
Your daughters?
What daughters? I don't have daughters.
Yeah, right.
I no longer have children. I've given them away.
No, you haven't.
I gave them up.
No, you definitely haven't.
They're up for adoption.
Yeah.
One is 55, one is 50. And you can adopt them. Just go to Pennsylvania and adopt them because I no longer have daughters.
Yes, I have a cold, B. Claudia. Hey, B from Germany has joined us. I do. I have a cold. I was up all night and I couldn't breathe and it was terrible. And Leslie's in the chat room now. Leslie.
Oh, Leslie. Who's she?
Ha 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 ha.
Who's Leslie?
So in the meantime, hey, B's in Germany, you guys. Leslie's in Pennsylvania. Stefan's in California. And people are starting to come in. I think we're going to have a good show.
And I'm here in Palm Springs rotting away like a dog.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I'm rotting away. I have a broken heart.
Well, they're saying to feel better. So
what?
Everybody in the chat room says they hope you feel better. So
I feel better. I just can't stand living here because it's boring. There's nothing to do. Nothing. Everybody's old. They can't even walk or talk or breathe. They just stand there looking like they're alive, but they're really not alive. They passed away weeks ago, but they just stand there and the winds blow sand on them and they become statues. It's horrible. Palm Springs is good for very young people. If you're like 30 and handsome and gay, wow, it's a whole house. I mean, everybody's screwing everybody. It's at pool parties. It's wild. But if you're my age, which is younger than Jimmy, it sucks. There's nothing to do. I don't want to do old bag functions. I don't want to do what the old people do. Whatever they do. They don't do anything. They sit in their houses and rot. Anyway, I'm getting the hell out of here as soon as I can. I'm going back to Boca.
So also,
I'm not finished.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Come on. We got to keep moving.
Keep moving. Your stories keep moving. You put people to sleep.
No, I don't.
I'm Yentary. I give them gossip.
So you can listen to. Just go finish.
So
whatever
I'm
you're
moving
gonna
back to Boca without Jimmy because I can't stomach him
do.
anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it. 14 years was enough. I mean, I should get an award. 14 years with him is like, yes, groundbreaking.
Oh, smile. We need a good picture. They're trying to take a picture of the screen. So you guys, you can hear us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, and Amazon Prime. We're on about 150 other platforms, but those are the ones everybody knows about. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Last week's show is doing really, really well, and I'm sure today's show is going to do really well too. We're going to take since we're in Halloween, we're going to do a 3-minute music video real quick, and when we come back, we'll have our first guest, Sam Irvin. So this is Riot Act, you guys, Closer to the Flame. We're doing some more Halloween-y kind of things, and we'll be back in 3 minutes with our first guest. Enjoy, everybody. Hey, everybody, that was Riot Act, Closer to the Flame. Now we're going to bring on our first guest and see if we can hear him. Go ahead and bring him in. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Perfect.
Awesome. I'm so glad to be here, guys. Thanks for having me.
So let me do a nice introduction for you. And now, everybody, we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, award-winning director, producer, screenwriter, author, and also actor, really, because you're in a bunch of movies. So Sam Irvin, hello and welcome to the show.
Great. Thank you so much.
This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
Hey,
Hi,
how are
Ron. Nice
Let
to
me
see
see
you.
your bracelet. Look at my bracelet.
Oh, his is a
My bracelet was a gift from Hub. What the hell is
Hub Reynolds.
Hub Reynolds, who's a great singer, a Western guy, and he was making these bracelets, and they're leather and whatever. And I have the Star of Texas. And I
love
decided
it.
to wear it today. I don't know why, but I see you've got also.
He's got Flash Gordon.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
That's
Oh no!
Flash Gordon.
Oh no!
This-
Oh no! Oh no! What have you got a Flash?
Look, that's a
Gordon?
Flash Gordon right there.
What has he got of it? I can't.
It's a
see.
big statue. How big is that? That looks like it's about 13 inches.
Yeah, it's about that.
I collect
Where-
action
Get
figures.
out of here! Get out of here!
This is our dining room, and we call
Where
it
did you
Curio
get
Shop
it?
on Acid.
So I collect action figures and movie memorabilia.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
that's the real
I
Flash
have
Gordon.
tons, but look at that's a 13-inch Flash Gordon.
And
Where
you can
did you
see
go,
the Frank
Sam?
Frazetta Egyptian queen back here, the model of her, along with the painting behind it.
I love
Where
it.
did you get that Flash Gordon?
It was made in the 70s. I used to have one, and then somehow it disappeared, and I found another one on eBay that was already painted up and everything, and I got it back. I love it. It's
We have a bunch
fantastic.
of Flash Gordons. That's his favorite.
As a little boy growing up, I wanted to be Buster Crabbe. Who played
Yeah,
the
well, I
original
wanted to have
Gordon.
Buster Crabbe.
What did you say?
I wanted to have Buster Crabbe. So did he.
No, I was only 6 or 7.
Yeah, I probably felt the same way.
But I love Buster. I love Flash.
Oh, he's my favorite Tarzan. He's my favorite Flash Gordon, and he's my favorite. Well, the only Buck Rogers, I think, but he's my favorite all around. I absolutely love him.
Oh, I love him too. I'm a great fan of Buster Crabbe. But I met Ron, who's the second Flash Gordon.
No.
What's his name?
Sam.
Sam.
We had Sam Jones on our show, who was the
Oh
second
yeah.
one, and
And Sam.
we had a blast with
And I
him.
told Sam Jones, I said, aren't you a little ashamed of the picture you took by the Rolls Royce naked? Have you ever seen that picture of Sam?
Oh, I certainly have. It's quite famous. Yes.
It's quite famous.
I mean, he's a hung little son of a bitch, and he
Yeah.
wasn't bothered about hanging that wang out.
He told us the whole story while he was
So-
on the show.
Yeah, so I wanted to say to him, well, did the photographers jump you? But I wouldn't do that.
I'm
like
surprised
London.
you didn't.
So I have a lot of things to talk about with you because
But wait a minute, you're very openly gay, right?
Yes, very much so. I have a husband that we've been together 43 years, if you can believe it.
How many?
43.
43 years.
I believe it. I would have been with my guy, Sal, who I met at 19, and I'm 80.
5.
I'm 85?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. I thought I was 80. Holy shit. Where'd that 5 come from?
Yeah. Anyway.
But anyway, yes, it's a wonderful relationship. I'm with Jimmy now. Today's our anniversary.
Today's our 14-year
14-year
anniversary.
anniversary.
Well, and it's also Jimmy's birthday. Happy
Yes.
birthday.
Yes, he's 60.
Yes.
He's 61, and I'm sleeping with an old man.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'm
And
right
it's-
in between you guys. I'm 69, and it's my favorite year because it's a full year of dirty jokes.
Yes, it is.
I love you already. You're a great guy. I love your personality.
So you're a very award-winning author, and I want to talk about the book that's up there on the counter right there first.
Yes, my brand new book. It's
Yes, go
called
ahead.
Confessions of a Brian De Palma Protege: How I Shadowed the Director on The Fury, Dressed to Kill, and More. And this is my memoir of
Beautiful
my
cover.
De Palma years working as his assistant in New York City. I grew up in South Carolina and North Carolina, and I was a closeted gay teen. And the culture shock of moving from the South to New York City to work for Brian De Palma also became my coming out. and everything. So this is a memoir about my coming out, about working for De Palma, the whole schmear. And on the back, there is a picture of me in 1979 in the elevator set with Angie Dickinson, all bloody when she gets murdered and Dressed to Kill. um, but the book is this huge 350-page book with 1,000 photographs, and it's an amazing study of the making of The Fury and Dressed to Kill, but also my memoir mixed in as well. And I
So-
talk about all kinds of cool stuff. I talk about getting a blowjob from Freddie Mercury. I talk about uh, all sorts of flirtations that happen with Vincent Price and Treat Williams and all kinds of things. John Travolta, you name it. So there's all kinds of juicy stuff in here. And the book is available in hardback, paperback, ebook, and audiobook on Amazon.
So I want to talk about it a little bit because, first of all, it's funny that The Fury is one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
I've seen it 100 times. We've had Andrew Stevens on the show.
Yep.
Ron was friends with his mom.
Oh, very good.
Yes, I directed his mom, Stella, in episodes of Strip Mall, the Julie Brown, Cindy Williams series on Comedy Central, and Stella was on there, and she was
Stella
fabulous. I loved her.
Stella loved the boys.
Yes, she did.
And I'm
I just saw Andrew. You know, there's a brand new Stella Stevens documentary that Andrew
Yes.
Stevens wrote and directed. I went to the screening at the Limley Royal just a couple of weeks ago, and I got. I hadn't seen Andrew since The Fury, 50 years ago, and I got a picture of us posing together with this book. He was very nice.
I noticed you do that a lot.
How much is that book?
The book is the paperback is 40, the hardback is 80, choke. And then you can also get it on Audible. If you're a member of Audible, it's free. And then there's an audio book yes, on Audible it's free. It's coming out any minute, literally like today or tomorrow, an Audible audio book. And then it's also an ebook on Kindle.
I think it will make a fabulous coffee table book.
Well,
Because
it
I
is,
love
yeah.
the cover. The cover is so
The
beautiful.
color pages
Push that
and
cover.
over 1,000 photographs.
Wait, Sam, let me do it. Push the cover of the book to the camera so we can see it.
It's a fabulous cover.
What is it? Batman? Who's there?
No,
It's,
Vincent Price.
this is all the
it's
De Palma
wonderful.
characters.
All the Brian De Palma characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Angie
wonderful.
Dickinson and Michael Caine from Dressed to Kill, Kirk Douglas from The Fury, John Cassavetes' severed head from The Fury floating there. Here's the Phantom of the Paradise flying in.
The book
And
is worth
and
it
there's
just
De
for the
Palma.
cover.
Did you work on Phantom of the Paradise?
I did not, but I became very good friends with Bill Finley, who played the Phantom, and he starred in one of my films. And it was that film and Sisters were the films that made me fall in love with Brian and turned me into a stalker to track him down and meet him. And I brought him. I organized the very first Brian De Palma Film Festival at my college at the University of South Carolina, exactly 50 years ago next month. And
Wow.
I called Brian. I got a phone number out of the trades for the casting office of Carrie. They were in early pre-production. I cold called the number and they put him right on. I mean, that would never happen nowadays. And I got him to come out to South Carolina to this little festival that showed Sisters, Phantom of the Paradise, and Greetings, an early film he did with Robert De Niro, whom he discovered. And this is before Carrie, before everything. And it was the first festival of its kind. And he came out, he was very impressed that I was this enterprising young kid. And I ended up getting hired to work as his assistant on The Fury, in between my junior and senior year when they were shooting during the summer. And then when I graduated in the spring of '78, he called me up and offered me a job to come work for him in New York. And I was the associate producer and production manager of Home Movies, which was a low budget comedy that he did between The Fury and Dressed to Kill that starred Kirk Douglas and Nancy Allen. And then I was his assistant on Dressed to Kill and worked with him in pre-production on Blowout and everything. Then he assigned me to produce a coming-of-age film with another protege of his directing, and it was called The First Time. And it had Wendy Jo Sperber, Wallace Shawn, Jane Badler, a whole bunch of really great people. It didn't do anything, but it was New Line
I've
Cinema.
never heard of that one, and I
Yeah,
know about it.
it's an obscure one, but it's a really cool little film, and it
I want to
needs to
jump
be
in
rediscovered.
because Phantom of the Paradise was the very first movie I was ever allowed to go see by myself, as a kid, and I loved it.
I did too.
And of course,
Do
he
you
worked
remember
the
this? Do you remember this? The spoof of Psycho, the shower scene.
Yes.
Where Beef, played by Garrett Graham, the androgynous rock star, is taking a shower with a shower cap on, and you see this figure coming in through the translucent shower curtain, just like Norman Bates, and then all of a sudden the thing, the curtain swooshes back. And Beef starts to scream, and suddenly a plunger, instead of a knife, it's a toilet plunger, goes and to silence his scream. And here you'll see that we did this cartoon of
Yeah,
the
it's
Phantom
fantastic, and he's got the
flying in
plunger.
with the plunger.
But I think that so those are three of my favorite movies. Dressed to Kill freaked me out at the end of it. I've seen it a million times. I'm a big horror movie guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dressed to Kill. My best friend Perry Winkler, Lee Winkler's ex-wife.
Uh-huh.
If you know who Lee Winkler was, the head of Global, he was the #1 man in Beverly Hills, and Angie lived next door.
Wow, that's so cool.
And
yeah, Angie was great. I'll tell you a funny story about Angie.
She loved Italian food.
We had there was a very gay hairdresser, surprise, surprise, working on Dressed to Kill. His name was Joe Cranzano, and I loved him. He cracked us all up. He was sort of he reminded me of Paul Lynde, and I went with him up to Angie's apartment, where at that time she was still with Burt Bacharach. They were married, but they were kind of separated, and they ended up getting divorced about a year later. But I think it was actually Burt Bacharach's apartment. But anyway, we went over there, and he was she wanted to show him her hair pieces. And so I was waiting in the living room while he went back to the bedroom with her, and she was showing him all these things. And when we got done, we went out into the hallway. We were waiting for the elevator, and he said to me, "Sam, you won't believe it. She has so many hair pieces. She's put them all on mannequin heads, and they're in rows. And she's named them like they're her children." and then he just does this. He just turns on his heel and does this very dramatic exit before I can respond.
So you actually have done a bunch of stuff with people that actually like Ron knows or knows. Like you have another book, I Was a Teenage Monster Hunter, How I Met Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, and more. Ron did a movie with Vincent Price.
Wow.
And met Christopher Lee at a party.
That's so fantastic. Well, Vincent, this book is when I was a teenager, I was a big monster kid growing up. When I was a teenager, I did a fanzine called Bizarre on horror movies. And I interviewed 35 horror film royalty. I even got my parents to send me as a high school graduation gift to London, where Christopher Lee, I got to spend the day with him on the set of The Man with the Golden Gun and watch them shoot with Roger Moore and Britt Eklund and Maude Adams. And it was directed by Guy Hamilton, who did Goldfinger, which is my favorite Bond film. And Hervé Villechaize was playing Christopher Lee's little sidekick. And it was one of the most amazing days of my life, probably the most amazing day of my life. And then
you tolerate Christopher Lee for more than 10 minutes?
Oh, the whole day, the entire day with him.
And you didn't want to kill yourself after you spent the day with him?
He was so generous and nice to me. It was unbelievable.
He was so neurotic and so crazy.
When I met him,
excuse me. I said to him at a party,
yeah,
kindly and nicely, Christopher, you were the best Dracula there ever was.
Oh,
He
that's not the
turned
best thing
around
to say
and,
to him.
excuse me, may I finish? And he
Yes.
turned around and said in an evil voice, I've done more than Dracula.
Yeah.
He
That
was an
was that was
erotic, insane actor. And his wife said, forgive him. I said, fuck him. I'm not going to forgive him. I was
yeah.
being nice to him. And I
Yeah.
don't like Christopher Lee, and I couldn't care more about him. You were very lucky to have spent a day with him. He must have liked you sexually.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe. The thing was that he was very happy to not be doing a Dracula or horror film. So he was in a really good mood because he was playing the villain in a big, James Bond movie, a
Oh,
big budget movie. So he was very proud of this and showing off. And he gave me a tour of all the sets. And, so that's why he was in such a great mood. It was, it
you're
was
so
him
lucky.
it was him breaking out of the mold of the Hammer films that he was doing. But then that night, you would think that would be enough for one fanboy for one day, but no, that night I wanted to go see Pygmalion on the West End because it starred Diana Rigg as Eliza Doolittle. And of course, I was a fan of Diana Rigg as Emma Peel in the Avengers TV series. I was a fan of her in the James Bond film On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but particularly I was a fan of hers in playing Vincent Price's daughter in Theater of Blood, which is one of my favorite films. So I got a really good ticket. I'm sitting down waiting for the show to start, and I hear this very familiar laugh behind me, and I turn around, and the guy says, "Sam, what are you doing here?" And it's freaking Vincent Price, whom I had already met him 3 or 4 times, and we had become friends. I'd met him when I was 14, and I told him I wanted to meet Diana Rigg, and he said, "Well, you're coming backstage with me after the show." And he took me back and introduced me to Diana, and I got to interview her, and he was amazing. And I became very, very close friends with Vincent. He was just the nicest, most wonderful person. I developed a film that was going to star Vincent and his then wife Coral Brown, but we never got it off the ground. We never got the money together. But it was actually scripted for us by Brian Clemens, who was the creator and writer of the Avengers TV series that had starred Diana Rigg.
So wait,
And
I was very good friends with Jane Russell. We were buddies. And
yeah,
Vincent Price was her very dearest friend.
yes,
And she adored him. And I found Vincent Price to be the wittiest, sweetest man there in the business. I love him.
incredible and very, very, very sweet man. But
Very.
he was very enamored with me, very honestly, and he invited me for a weekend up to Westport when he was doing the Oscar Wilde show, and things got very flirtatious. But at that time, I was still closeted. I was still married to a woman. I was married to a woman for 6 years before I met my husband, and
You
and
sound like
I was working for De
him
Palma. It
too.
was actually a month before Dress to Kill started shooting. We were in pre-production on Dress to Kill, and I was in the middle of developing this film with Vincent that was going to star Vincent and Coral, and I just got very nervous, and I was like, if Coral found out, oh gosh, if anybody found out I was gay, oh gosh. And I turned him down. I regret it to this day, but we still remained friends. And a few years later, after I had come out, I ran into him in Bloomingdale's in New York, and again he said, "Sam, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Looking for Christopher Lee, of course." And he laughed. And then I said, "And Vincent, I want to introduce you to my boyfriend, Gary Bowers." And this was the first time, he was putting two to two together, that I was like, okay, now you're out. You must be divorced from your wife, blah, blah, blah. And he looked at Gary and he said, "So you're the lucky one."
Oh, there you go. Well, so what did you actually go to school for? When you were in
I
school, what did
went
you study?
I went to the University of South Carolina and majored in media arts, which was, radio, TV, and movies. But I always say that my true education was working for De Palma and actually being on set and actually doing it and watching him develop his films, do the pre-production, do the storyboards. he was very much like Hitchcock. He planned everything in advance down to the T, and that's where I learned how to be a director, was from De Palma for sure. And
So you also did. So I asked Ron because I don't know who Kay Thompson is. You did a book. I did see your plug on Turner
yes,
Classic Movies for the book.
yes, my very first book was called Kay Thompson from Funny Face to Eloise, and she was the author of the Eloise children's books
That
about
I know what it is. I
the
actually
little
know what
girl
that
at the
is.
plaza. But she starred in Funny Face with Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire. She plays the fashion magazine editor, and she
Right.
opens the film with Think Pink, and she does a duet with Fred and
Astaire.
yeah, Fred Astaire, called "Clap Your Hands," and completely steals that number. And then she does a number with Audrey called "On How to Be Lovely." I mean, she blows through that movie like a cyclone, and is
Yep, she
unbelievably great.
certainly did.
And
She was one of the greatest performers in film who never got the notoriety that most got. Dan Miller
that's
got it
right.
all.
And you
Dan
know
Miller,
why? She started out behind the scenes at MGM. She was head of the vocal department. She coached and wrote arrangements for Judy Garland, Lena Horne, Frank Sinatra, all the greats. She was Judy Garland's very, very best friend, and when Judy had Liza, she became the godmother of Liza Minnelli. And they were best friends forever. And
never.
Kay lived with Liza the last 20 years of her life. And Kay took Liza under her wing when Judy died, and said, Liza, you cannot go through life being known as the daughter of Judy Garland. We have to brand you. We have to make your own image. And she introduced her to Halston, who was Kay's best friend. She got Joe Eula, the great fashion artist, to design all of her posters that were very stylish and very much branding. And she gave her the bob haircut that is so familiar. And she really molded Liza to be the Liza Minnelli that we all know. And that was Kay. And she did everything. She directed the All-Star inaugural gala of John F. Kennedy. I mean, she did all these amazing things. She directed the most important fashion show of the 20th century at Versailles, and it was introducing all of these great American designers like Pierre Cardin and others who had never been accepted on the international stage, and it changed everything in 1973. And she had Liza open the show. It was right when Liza had won the Oscar for Cabaret, and she had Liza open and close the show. And the reviews, it was seismic. It was unbelievable. Every person in the fashion world will tell you this was the game changer. And Kay was part of that and responsible for it. So this book is all about the unsung heroine that she is,
That's
and
right.
and it came out in 2010, and it was had a huge publishing deal from Simon and Schuster, one of the largest publishers in the world. It got excerpted in Vanity Fair. And also Liza Minnelli got excited, and she recreated Kay Thompson's nightclub act, which was Kay Thompson and the Williams brothers. It was little Andy Williams and his three brothers, because Kay not only discovered Andy Williams, but had a secret affair with him for 20 years before he got together with Claudine Longet. And they had the biggest nightclub act in the world. That's why why people don't know her, is that the nightclub act was never filmed. It just like disappeared into the ether. And
I
they
don't
would
think she was beautiful enough,
No,
glamorous
she
enough.
wasn't. She wasn't traditionally beautiful, but there have been a lot of stars who weren't
May
traditionally
I finish?
beautiful.
Please.
She,
Didn't
she,
I
she
tell you before you came
No,
on the
no.
show that we're supposed to be like in Brooklyn, having coffee and crumb cake? And Entenmann's crumb cake. It's a conversation show. We can't all speak always because there's things we want to get in and out of. So let's make believe we're having coffee in Brooklyn and Entenmann's crumb cake, my favorite. Now you may be, I wanted to promote Kay because Kay was a wonderful dancer and singer. She
yeah,
just was too tall, too lanky, and not beautiful enough to be a star. And that was the sad part. Hollywood doesn't look at talent sometimes. They only look at sellability. She
Yeah.
wasn't saleable, you know that. And
Yeah.
I love that movie with my heart. And when she sings Pink and all those songs, I go crazy because they're wonderful. They're
Yeah.
wonderful. They're classic pieces of work. So, Kay, my private applause to you. I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Liza got excited when the book was coming out and decided to recreate Kay's nightclub act, which she did on Broadway in a show called Liza's at the Palace. She wanted to call it Kay Thompson at the Palace, starring Liza Minnelli, but the investors said no, it's got to be a Liza show. But it was Liza as Kay Thompson, and she had four boys playing the Williams brothers, and they recreated all of Kay's songs and that nightclub act. I worked on it as a historical consultant, and it won the Tony Award for Best Theatrical Event of the Year. And when Liza accepted the award at Radio City Music Hall, she had the shortest speech. She said, "I want to thank my parents for the most important gift they ever gave me, Kay Thompson, my godmother."
How
That was
beautiful.
wonderful, beautiful, wonderful.
Yep.
I'm
asked her-
sorry I never met Kate. She was floating around Hollywood when I was there, but not where I was going. And I really wanted to meet her years ago. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry I never did. I would have liked. Was she nice?
I didn't meet her myself. She
Oh, you
died
never
in
met her
19,
either. Oh.
in 1998, but she was very reclusive in those last years where she was living at Liza's place, and she was bedridden for the last few. And so, I just unfortunately didn't get to meet her, but I just fell in love with her, with all of her work,
I
and
did also.
became a detective trying to find out all the things that people didn't know about her.
Yeah. She was one of those mistakes of Hollywood, I believe.
Yeah.
Had they promoted her, I mean, Ann Miller had it all, and I knew Annie. And Annie was a sweet, sweet person, the loveliest person, but she was a cunt. When it came to other women that could dance or work, she protected her image and she protected her work with vengeance. So
Yeah.
nobody, I mean, and I love Annie. I'm not talking bad about her. She was a lovely woman. Just don't you dare ever mention Powell to her.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Kay also had, she could be her own worst enemy. She was very much of a control freak. She didn't trust people she turned down so many offers. Oh my God. There were so many great things that she could have done. She was offered the role of Vera Charles in Auntie Mame with Rosalind Russell. She was also offered it later when Lucille Ball did the musical movie. It was probably very wise that she did turn that one down. But
that bomb. Lucy
Yeah,
had some
exactly.
nerve.
But she
bought
was
the
always afraid that people wouldn't have her back. And when she did Funny Face, because it was produced by Roger Eaton, who was her best friend at MGM, the movie ended up being made at Paramount, but it was actually developed at MGM. And the people that she was surrounded with were all of her friends, and she knew that they would have her back. And that was
she was safe.
Yeah, she felt safe.
It was a shame. Talent wasted. I know many stars of the B movies, because that's where I was in those days, in the B movie circuit. And so many talented people. And I would say to the producers, but why doesn't somebody, they said, no, she doesn't have it. The fuck is it, I said. But Rita Hayworth has it? Yes, she does. Marilyn Monroe had it. But not every actress has it. But my favorite, and she was a big dyke, and I loved her. And I knew her in her old age.
Wow.
Through her brother. Her brother was an interior designer, gay, and she was gay. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I don't know if I want to do it.
Okay, well then don't.
No, but anyway, she was
come on.
Hollywood's best blonde Gun Mall co-stars there was, and she never ever made it to great stardom. Although she played with Humphrey Bogart, she played with all the big stars.
Wow.
Elizabeth Scott. Okay,
Oh, yes. Okay. I love
everybody knows she
her.
was
Oh
a
my
dyke.
God. Wow.
Elizabeth Scott, I knew in her old age,
Wow.
and I had the balls to say that to her. You never became a Rita Hayworth or a Hedy Lamarr. She said, Ron, they wouldn't let me. They
Wow.
just wouldn't. They wouldn't let. Hollywood holds back. You know stories about that.
They do. They
You
really
and I
do.
should write. We should write a book together about Hollywood holding back. I mean, I know so many stars and all their secrets because I was friends with so many people.
I want to go to something younger that other people would know because I didn't. When I had you come, when I actually asked you to come on the show, I didn't know that you were a director. You've worked with tons of people that actually we
This
know.
man is a book of knowledge. Are you shitting me? He's wonderful. I love him.
So besides Elvira's Haunted Hills, which I actually was at a convention with a bunch of people and went to dinner with Cassandra Peterson.
Isn't she great? Oh my God. I love her so much.
I used to be a celebrity clothing designer, and I made one-of-a-kind clothes, and I would go to conventions and give the clothes away. That's how I built this show back 18 years ago. But you also did all 3 seasons of Dante's Cove. Dante's Cove, that was probably the most groundbreaking gay soap opera that had ever been done.
Yes, it really was.
And the people in it, it's got such huge people. First of all, Ron was friends with Taya Gill.
Oh, she's still my friend.
Wow. Oh, Taya was fabulous. Oh my God.
Taya is still my buddy.
Taya Gill.
I love her.
Stephen Amell from Arrow, he's a big star now. Eileen Dietz is a friend of ours. Jenny Shimizu, who I almost had on the show a couple of times. It just didn't work out, but I'm a big fan of hers because my favorite Angelina Jolie movie is the one with Jenny Shimizu in it. It's my favorite.
That's right. And they were lovers too.
They were lovers, yes. Tracy Scoggins and Boo Boo Stewart, which is like one of the Twilight stars.
As you mentioned the name, the star comes up. Angelina Jolie lived around the corner from me in Beverly Hills and played with my daughter Deirdre and was in my house all the time, jumping from the bunk beds down. And Richard Woodmark was my neighbor, and he hated my daughter. And my daughter would be in the pool in front of the house, and the kids, they scream. And Angie would come over, and she'd be screaming with Deirdre. And Richard came, and he knocked on the gate, and he said, could you keep those kids, what did he say? Something nasty, like he's a bastard. He said, could you keep those brats quiet? I said, well, I'll certainly tell the one brat. When her father comes to pick her up, I said, because her father is, my God, I lost his name. You know who Angelina Jolie is?
John Voight.
John Voight.
I said, because his father.
I was having a brain fart.
I said, because her father is John Voight. Well, he never again complained about
that. That's hilarious.
That is
really
because
funny.
I told John Voight when John came to pick Angie up.
Oh, yeah.
I said, listen, John, tell that fuck of mine next door, that Richard Widmark, who I can't stomach, that the kids are having. And he said, oh, I certainly will. He said, I certainly will mention it.
How was doing that? So Dante's Cove, and what was the other show, the other gay show that Joya did all the music for a lot?
Who?
That Taya was in. What was Taya's show she was originally in that was really popular?
Queer as Folk.
Queer as Folk, yes. Okay. So I have a lot of musical friends, and Joya Bruno from Expose did a bunch of songs for that show. But how was it doing? Because basically that was the second biggest, like, kind of like gay soap opera-y kind of thing. How was it working on that? Because it was way above its time.
It was really ahead of its time, and it was so much fun to do. We did 3 seasons. I directed every episode. We did the first season in the Caribbean on Grand Turk, which sounds very glamorous, but and it looked glamorous on camera. But the island at that time was a pit. You literally, if you were looking at the beach and the ocean, it looked lush. If you turned the camera around and looked inland, it was like, muddy dirt roads and cows. And it was, so it was rough. And literally, if we needed a paper clip, it had to be flown in. There was just nothing there. So for the season 2 and 3, we did them in Hawaii, and it was much more glamorous. And we were put up at the Turtle Bay Resort on North Shore of Oahu, and it was fabulous. But Stephen Amell was only in the first season, and then he got a David Attenborough movie. I forget the name of it, and he was like, it's David Attenborough. I have to go do it. And I said, yes, you do. We love you, but yeah, you need to do that. And of course, it didn't turn out to be the hit or anything, but it certainly got him, on the road to fame, and he became, as you say, the star of Arrow, and now is a huge star.
I'm a big superhero
Yeah.
guy, and we've actually had John Barrowman. He lives here also, and he's a friend of ours.
I just saw John.
Actually, you probably know John Barrowman, right?
I know of him, but I don't know.
I just saw him a couple of weeks ago in Home Depot.
Yeah, he's always everywhere. But he's been.
I said to him, "What are you doing here in Home Depot, honey?"
It's funny because he
was walking around. I said, "There's nothing interesting. Go home."
I think we've had 8 shows break 10 million plays, and he was the first one to break 10 million.
Wow.
I love him. He came on our show, and the show opened, and he was tongue kissing a doll, one of those women,
like a mannequin.
And when I saw him in Home Depot, I said, "So what's new?" He said, "My feet are killing me. I've been in high heels all week."
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
He loves to wear high heels. He's crazy. You have got to know John. John is a wonderful fella. He is a doll. I love him.
So then here's some other movies, because you're a big director. Like, I didn't know you were a big director. You guys,
yeah, I've directed over 50 films and produced another 25.
So here's some of the things, you guys, that he has. I wrote down the ones that maybe there was a 6th degree of separation. He did a film, Guilty as Charged, with Isaac Hayes, Heather Graham, Rod Steiger, and Lauren Hutton. Oblivion and Oblivion 2, and I bring it up because Ron's friends with Julie Newmar, Maxwell Caulfield, George Takei, Meg Foster, Isaac Hayes. A Very Cool Christmas.
Carl Struycken.
Donna Wills. We had Donna Mills on last year. She was a great guest.
Yes. Oh my God, I love Donna.
She was really good. Kiss of a Stranger with Diane Cannon, David Carradine, and Mariel Hemingway. Didn't you dance with Mariel Hemingway at a club one time?
Oh yeah, out in Marrakesh in the Hamptons. I was dancing with my boyfriend of the day, and suddenly this big tall woman comes in front of me and starts dancing with me. She said, "I like the way you," and it was Mariel, it was her. And we hung out and we became friends. So every time we saw each other at Marrakesh, we would hook up. I loved Marrakesh. You ever go to Marrakesh in the Hamptons?
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved Marrakesh. All the good clubs are gone. That's why I hate
I know.
No more places.
You did a lot of stuff with Isaac Hayes, though. When I'm looking at this,
I did like
every movie.
Yeah.
I loved Isaac Hayes.
He was wonderful, and we took him to Romania for Oblivion 1 and 2, and he fell in love with a Romanian girl, and she was wanting to get her visa. She wanted to marry him so she could come to America. There was all this drama. It was hilarious. And anyway, he was great. I just loved him to death. He did I got him on the end of Guilty as Charged. I said, Isaac, we don't have any money, but I want an ending theme song. Let's pick a public domain song that we don't have to pay for. And what about he played a preacher in that? And I said, why don't you do a Isaac Hayes version of Amazing Grace? And he said, oh my God, that's a great idea. And he did it. And it's on the ending credits. It's fantastic.
Oh, and probably your biggest well-known thing then would be that you worked on Gods and Monsters, which was an Academy Award.
I love that.
Fabulous movie. And Sir Ian McKellen, who's like, for me, he's a great actor, but for me, he's also Magneto, since I like the superhero thing.
That's right, exactly.
He's Magneto, Brendan Fraser, Lynn Redgrave. What a great,
That was an amazing film. And my very favorite horror film of all time, my favorite film of all time, is Bride of Frankenstein, which was directed by openly gay director James Whale. Well, Ian McKellen plays James Whale in Gods and Monsters. And there's a flashback of him directing Bride of Frankenstein. And we had an actress who looked just like Elsa Lanchester with the beehive hair. And I helped make sure that the laboratory set that we built for it was absolutely accurate. And we even found some of the original electrical equipment that had been used in the original Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, designed by Kenneth Strickfaden, that Mel Brooks had found and
Right.
reused in Young Frankenstein. Anyway, that was a dream come true project. Let me tell you, it was. I feel so honored to have been a part of it, and it was written and directed by Bill Condon, based on a book by Christopher Bram. But Bill Condon went on to, huge things. I mean, he wrote Chicago. He wrote and directed Dreamgirls. He's just written and directed Kiss of the Spider Woman. He did two of the last two Twilight films, which grossed over $1 billion each. And he, I mean, his career is amazing. But I'm really, really proud of Gods and Monsters for sure.
It was a great movie.
Thank you.
So
And,
do you
and
collect?
you know what was so great about it? It had never been done. It wasn't an old movie or an idea or something stolen from an old movie.
Yeah,
I believe
very
it was,
original. It was very original for
it was
sure.
a new writing, right?
Yeah. It was based on a book called Father of Frankenstein, which was sort of a fictional version of James Whale's later retirement days, and how he is now an artist in his older age, and he becomes enamored with his straight, beautiful gardener played by Brendan Fraser, and he wants him
Right.
to pose for him, and he agrees. And during the posing for his portrait, they develop this friendship and realize they have so much in common, and it's a really beautiful, beautiful film.
It
I'm
really is.
just so proud of it. It's really wonderful. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you a funny story. Brendan Fraser up to that time is mostly known for comedies, and he was just about to have George of the Jungle was about to open and all that stuff, and I thought, oh, he's going to be the cut up and the hilarious guy on set. And Ian McKellen at that time was mainly known as a Shakespearean actor, this great, very serious Shakespearean actor from the stage in London and everything. And I thought that he'd be very serious. And of course, it was the exact opposite.
The opposite.
Ian was the cut up on set, and Brendan, this was his first really serious dramatic role, really. And being, opposite Ian McKellen, he was just being very serious and method and constantly alone in his trailer studying his lines, and he didn't he was probably normally very humorous and on set, but not on this one. He was taking it really seriously, so it was quite funny, the contrast. Ian was great.
I found that to be with so many people I know in the business. Joan Rivers, who I've spent private time with, was not funny. Not at all. Not at all. She was the most serious, intelligent woman.
Very intelligent.
But the minute she was on, she was crazy and hysterical. But that person, I was looking for that vulgar personality. Not
24/7. You're right. She wasn't like that. She was a lady. She was so refined, actually.
She was very, very, very well educated and very kind.
Yes.
And I was in her company many, many, many times. One fast story. I went to the comedy club to hear Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers do her act. And if we in the audience wrote it on paper, if we didn't like it, we told her we didn't like the joke. And Debbie Reynolds was there, and I know Debbie for 100 years. So I'm sitting next to Debbie, and Debbie's saying, "Oh, that one sucks. This one sucks." So now we leave, and Debbie said, "Don't go away, don't go away. I want to talk to you for a minute. Jane Russell called me." So she pulls me in her limo, and then who comes in the limo but
Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers. I'm sitting between Debbie Reynolds and Joan Rivers.
Wow.
If I had $1 for every fuck they said, I would have been a rich man. The two of them were like disgusting. They insulted each other. They're stupid. They did a whole routine because they loved each other. And I had to get out of that limo because I was going to vomit. I couldn't stop laughing. So I said to Debbie, "What do you want? What did Jane want?" She said, "Oh, Jane wants a new roof for her church, and she wants to know if I could do it, a benefit." I said, "Okay." She said, "Okay, call me tomorrow." So I called Debbie the next day. "Oh, Ron, I can't talk to you. My dog just died." I said, you're kidding. She said, no, she died last night. And she said, call me tomorrow. So I called her the next day. She said, Ron, I can't talk. My daughter's outside with the funeral,
Yeah.
Having a funeral for the
with the
dog.
I
coffin.
mean, a funeral.
I was hysterical. Finally, we got to have dinner and we talked about the show.
Oh
But
man,
we
that's
never
great.
did it. Huh? They were a riot. The two of them were I love my people. And I tell Jimmy all the time. He said, why are you sad, Ron? I said, because I'm gone. My friends are gone. There are no people. I know a lot of young actors and they stink. They only care,
Yeah,
selfish and stupid and not interesting. I said, I don't know why my people had humor and class and style. You
yeah.
went to their home, they offered you a drink or something to eat or comfort. These young kids, you go to the house, say, what, you want a pot? Stick a pot in my face. I said, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I want to promote two more. You have two other books because then I have a question I want to
Oh, but I
ask.
want to also ask
Okay.
my question.
Oh,
Did you know Mr. Blackwell?
I of course knew of him, but I never met him.
Oh, what a shame. He screwed Cary Grant and Randolph Scott. He was
Yes.
in their three-way. And he also was in love with Tyrone Power, who he went out with for 6 months. And
Wow.
Tyrone Power gave him a beautiful cufflinks in a red velvet box and broke up with him. And
Wow.
Blackwell tried to kill himself. He told me this. I was very good friends with Richard. He and I were buddies. And he told me stories about the who's who gay of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, if I ever did a book, nobody would believe it. It was like every woman in Hollywood that was famous was a lesbian of some sort. They all, Hedy Lamarr and Rita Hayworth, no, Hedy Lamarr and Lana Turner were getting it on. I said, you got to be kidding me. Hedy Lamarr and Lana, he said, I don't lie. I know what I'm talking about. He was
Yeah.
best friends with Mae West. I mean, he really knew Hollywood.
That's amazing.
I miss it.
so wait, hold on. Let's go back because we only have a couple minutes, and I want to ask the question, my regular question. But I want to first. So you have another couple books. I just want to like put them all in for everybody. The epic saga behind Frankenstein, the true story.
Yes. This
There
is a
we have.
huge, it's a huge making of a favorite Frankenstein adaptation called Frankenstein: The True Story from 1973 that Universal made for NBC. Starred James Mason, Agnes Moorehead, Sir Ralph Richardson, Sir John Gielgud, David McCallum, Jane Seymour, Michael Sarrazin. Huge, huge cast. And it was the film that inspired Anne Rice to write Interview with the Vampire. So
Vampire, yeah.
I got her to write the foreword, and it's one of Guillermo del Toro's favorite Frankenstein films, and I got him to write the afterword.
Good for
And
you.
it's 400 pages with 1,500 photos, and the whole story it's all about how this movie is the gayest Frankenstein film ever made. It was scripted by the most famous gay couple ever, Christopher Isherwood and his partner Don Bacardi. Isherwood wrote the Berlin stories that Cabaret was based on, and he also wrote A Single Man. Wonderful novelist, brilliant writer, and they conspired to put in as much gay subtext into this movie. And the producer was all for it. He was gay as well. Hunt Stromberg Jr., whose dad, Hunt
Oh,
Stromberg
yes,
Sr.,
yes,
did The Women, the Thin Man movies,
yes.
all these great MGM movies. And that's where the son grew up. And he was a big monster kid. The gay son, discovered Vampira and created and directed and wrote and produced her first hosting show for KABC in Los Angeles in 1954, which started the whole trend of horror hosts. So he's the granddaddy of horror hosts. And then he was head of programming for CBS, where he greenlit The Munsters, The Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Gilligan's Island. All these iconic shows were all because of Hunt Stromberg Jr. Had gay, his gay stamp on everything. And then he became an independent producer, and his lifelong dream was to make an epic Frankenstein film. And that's what this is. and they called themselves the Lavender Hill Mob, and they literally were squeezing in as much gay subtext as the censors and NBC would allow. And you know, it's an amazing, amazing film. It holds up like you wouldn't believe. It's an absolutely beautiful 3-hour
Give us the
production.
title. Give us the title again.
It's the title of the movie was Frankenstein: The True Story. Worst title in the world. And it was NBC's title. They didn't shoot it under that title. It was just called Dr. Frankenstein when they shot it. It has nothing to do with a true story. It's not a true story, and it's not true to Mary Shelley's novel because it's totally gay. All the characters in it are gay. James Mason's character is gay.
I
Dr.
love James
Frankenstein,
Mason.
the monster, is gay. Everybody's gay in
James
this
Mason
movie.
is bisexual.
I love James Mason.
Yeah,
He's, like,
I know.
super
I
cute.
know of a person who
So-
had a big affair with.
So wait a
James
second.
Mason.
So where do people get all your books? Where do they go?
They can all of them are on Amazon, and
Okay.
And this book is called The Epic Saga Behind Frankenstein: The True Story.
And Sam, again, what is the cost of that book?
Well, this one is expensive. I think it's the paperback. The paperbacks are usually 40 and the hardbacks are 80, somewhere in that neighborhood. The hardbacks have a little bit better quality paper and everything. So if you have deep pockets and you want the hardback, get the $80. But if you're on a budget, get the budget version, which is the paperback for 40. And
So you also have a graphic novel, right?
I do. I have this. I have an alter ego. And you love superheroes. My superhero alter ego is called Captain Camouflage because I have a fetish for camouflage, and I always have a camouflage day on the sets of my movies where I have everybody dressed in camouflage and we give out awards for the best dressed. And so people started to call me Captain Camouflage, and they even got like my director's chair with Captain Camouflage name on the back and stuff. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to lean into this and turn it into a superhero. So last year, I did my origin story, which is called Captain Camouflage and the Franken-Sam Scam. And it's a little parody of those little golden books. And it's all about how I became this superhero.
I love it.
And the
love
villain
that.
is played by a guy that looks just like Peter Lorre. And there are all these movie references in it. And we won in June of this year. We won the graphic novel of the year, and the artist won artist of the year. I'm so proud of it. And we're right now working on the sequel. And then I did the first storybook parody I did was during COVID. And it's also a parody of those little golden books. And Peter Lorre is in this as well. And it's called Sam's Toilet Paper Caper. And it's me trying to find toilet paper during the toilet paper shortage. And Peter Lorre plays the grocery store attendant.
I love it. So here's my question, because we only have like 2 or 3 minutes.
I want
Yes.
to listen, Sam. I love you. You got to come back.
I know there's too much to talk about. I have too many.
Too much.
Too many irons in the fire.
You are. Listen. You must document all of what you're saying because Hollywood today doesn't know our Hollywood.
I know it.
I tried so hard to bring our Hollywood back, but it's not easy. Help me.
I agree with you. We need more of old Hollywood. We need the old
Hollywood made
old
sense.
school.
So here's my question.
Yes,
and
sir.
it can be as a director or as an actor, bucket list. If you could work with any male and female actor, living or dead, who would you have liked to work with? And the second part of the question is, if you could have been involved in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you like to be involved in?
Easy. Boris
Easy.
Karloff. I always wanted to meet Boris Karloff and work with him. He died in '69 when I was 13, and I didn't get to meet him. And The Bride of Frankenstein being my favorite film. If I had worked on that movie, I would. That would have just been amazing. The other regret was that when I met Brian De Palma, he was preparing to do Carrie. And I wish I had the gumption to ask him to please let me come work on that, because I did end up working on his very next film, The Fury, and Carrie is my favorite De Palma film of all time.
It's a great
and
movie.
I would have loved to have worked on that movie. Damn it!
And give me a female you would like to work with, living or
Oh
dead.
man, I mean, so many. My God. Oh. Well, I'm a gay boy. I would have loved to have worked with Diana Ross on Lady Sings the Blues.
A great movie. Great movie.
Great movie. She should have gotten an Academy Award.
She should have. She should have. Or at least tied. It was Liza that year for Cabaret. At least tied with her.
That's
No,
right.
no, she should have
They
gotten
let Barbara Streisand and Catherine Hepburn tie one year for fun when it was Funny Girl, and I forget the
Right.
other.
So you guys, this is Sam Irvin. You can follow him on Instagram. It's at Sam_Irvin_director. Confessions of a Brian De Palma Protege is his latest book. But all his books seem fabulous. You guys should check them out. Get them on Amazon. Do you sell autographed copies on your website or anything?
I don't, but if you want an autographed copy of this book and you're in the Los Angeles area, come to my signing, and I'm announcing it here. It hasn't even been announced on their website yet. At Book Soup in West Hollywood, the famous independent bookstore, on Tuesday, December 9th at 7 p.m. I will be there, and I'm going to be introduced and interviewed by the great Don Mancini, the gay creator and director and producer of all the Chucky movies. And he's a huge De Palma aficionado. And he's going to be there. And he's also going to sign books with me if you're interested in getting his signature as well in these books.
I got
That's
a
gonna be
3.5.
fun
I got
event.
a 3.5 foot electronic animatronic Chucky for my birthday.
No way. Oh my God. Well, if you're in LA, then you must come. It's going to be a great event.
So we want to thank you for coming on the show. You've been a whirlwind of knowledge. You're a great guest, and you've really accomplished a lot. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished.
And I'm really proud that you're family.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I'm proud. If you were straight, I would have said, "Oh, shit, we
the
lost."
proudest of all. I mean, it's I've always, as soon as I came out in at the age of 25 in 1982, I've been out and proud and a proponent of everything in our community. So I'm thrilled.
So thank you so much. We'll see you. It's good that we finally met because we actually know a lot of the same people. So it's really nice to have met you on the show.
Me too.
We'll see you on social media.
All right. Take care, guys.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
Thanks again, Sam.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Great show. Good show, Sam.
All right, everybody. So that was Sam Irvin. Again, you can follow him on Instagram at Sam_Irvin_director. He also does a lot of signings at conventions, horror conventions and stuff for his books. He's done a lot of great things. And now we're going to bring on our next guest. So let's go ahead and bring on
I'm exhausted.
John Michael Ferrari. Hello.
Good afternoon there.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm here in Nevada. Where you at?
We're in Palm Springs, California.
Oh, yeah. I like Palm Springs. I
We've
used to
actually
perform
met
there.
you, though. I don't know where we've met you, but we've met you because when they asked me about having you come on the show, I already knew who you were. I already followed you in social media, and I don't follow anybody if I haven't met them.
Where did we meet? Where was it we met before?
I'm not sure where we met. We met either at a movie premiere or at a show someplace. But anyway, let me introduce you, everybody. So now, you guys, we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, songwriter, entertainer, John Michael Ferrari. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Ron Russell.
Come stai?
Yay.
Stai bene? Parli italiano?
No.
No, you're Italian and you don't speak
Yeah.
Italian?
I do.
Vaffanculo.
So you guys, John Michael Ferrari is coming on, and we want to say, first of all, congratulations. He has a single out right now called When Love Is Love. It's under for your consideration for Grammy nomination in pop solo performance category. Today's the last day for Grammy members to vote. I voted for you, and I think it's congratulations. And one thing I didn't know until I read it on, I guess, on your website or someplace, but if you get nominated for a Grammy, you will be in the Guinness Book of Records as the oldest artist to be nominated for Best New Artist because you're 77, and so you would be the oldest Best New Artist in the category in history.
That's what they tell me. I think so. Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
You know,
Who would have thought? It's 77.
I'm 80. How much am I?
85.
I'm 85. And when you get to these numbers, they really treat you differently, don't they?
Oh, well, I don't know. I hang around a little kid all the time.
You're on your way to 80. 80 opens the door to invisibility.
80 is a good age. I think any of us who got to this age, I mean, it's a miracle. Look at the lessons we've learned and along the way, and we're a lot better off for it.
Absolutely.
So now you live in I wrote down that you live in Nashville and also in Nevada.
Yeah, we live here in Pahrump, Nevada, and we're always going to Nashville. That's where we spend a lot of time there with recording and doing our sessions, and we love going to Nashville.
And also, are you nominated for a Josie Music Award this time?
Yes. Isn't that, yes, amazing. Yes, absolutely. We're going there. When are we going there?
November 2nd.
This Friday?
No, November 2nd.
Oh, November 2nd.
Well,
yeah, it's coming up.
It's coming on. I'm a publicist, and it's like 7 of my clients are all nominated for Josie Music Awards. And like you, I have 3 of them that are under consideration for Grammy awards also. And today's my birthday. That's why we have those balloons.
Oh, happy birthday.
Driving us crazy.
Driving us crazy, yes. But your Josie Award nomination is for Songwriter of the Year. So tell us a little bit about your career. I read someplace, I think you started playing guitar at 8 or something, or you got your first guitar at 8.
I did. I got my first guitar at 8. And I think the first time I actually joined a band when I was living at the Nevada State Children's Home in Carson City, Nevada. And a group of us started a little band, and we played in the area. We played Lake Tahoe, Reno, and had little TV shows that we would occasionally play. And it was wonderful. That's from that time on, I enjoyed working and singing with other people.
So you don't get nervous then, on the stage in front of people?
No, I remember the first few times playing at the Civic Center in Carson City when we were kids. I got scared. I got nervous. But after that, I thought, oh, this is easy. Just go out there and do your stuff.
And now you've been doing it for a pretty long time.
Yes. Well, you prepare for it, and you're always a little anxious because you want to do good. The biggest fear is forgetting that your lyrics. But I've forgotten my lyrics so many times now. I mean, it's like it's part of the show.
So wait, what do you do when you forget your lyrics? Then you just like sing la 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 or something, or what do you?
No, I just point and blame it on someone else. What are you doing? I turned one of the band members. He made a mistake. Like, what's going on?
So I want to tell everybody too. You can follow.
It's funny because when Pepper out in the audience, my producer and manager, she can tell when the next phrase is coming up, and I don't have that phrase in my head because I get that look in my eyes, and she'll yell out the phrase. So
that's funny. So Ron's an actor, and we do the same thing. He has a little thing he wears in his ear, and if he forgets the line, I tell him to get him started with the line.
What the fuck do you want? I'm 85 years old. You're lucky I know how to breathe. Meanwhile, John, I have an uncle with the same name as you. He was a bookie in Astoria, Queens, New York.
He was a bookie?
He was a bookie, yeah, Uncle Joe.
Ah.
And he had your same last name. But I think he was Ferraro. You're Ferrari.
Yeah, a lot of Ferraros, yeah.
So were you Ferraro and became Ferrari?
No, it's Ferrari.
It never was Ferrari.
Where was he a bookie at? Back east?
In Astoria, Queens, New York.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This was 50 years ago. He's gone with the wind, long.
Oh, yeah.
He was a good guy. We loved Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
So you guys too, John Michael Ferrari, you can follow him on Instagram. He's John Michael Ferrari. He makes it very easy for you. He's Instagram at John Michael Ferrari, and his website is johnmichaelferrari.com. Tell us a little bit about the song. We're going to play it for everybody. I actually downloaded it off of YouTube. When Love is Love. Tell us a little bit about the song, and I'm going to let you introduce it after that, and we're going to play it for everybody.
Well, do you want this long version or a short version?
We got time. You can go like a medium version.
Well, here's a story about that song. There was 3 of us in the room, and I had already written out the music, and I wasn't inspired by any particular situation. Sometimes you write out of desperation, not so much inspiration. And we were sitting down, we wrote the song. And as I was leaving, the other guy I was writing the song with, he suggested to me, he says, John, he says, the song is a little suggestive. It's a little over the top, and
Wait,
besides,
hang on. Suggestive of what?
lyrically, sexually suggestive
Okay.
in the song. And he indicated, the song wasn't really that strong, wasn't really that good anyway. So that kind of shocked me. I knew what he was saying was true, but we had to record the song the next morning. We had a session. So I was lying in bed and I thought I'd get up, and I rewrote the whole song, basically just except for a few of the verses, short phrases in there. I rewrote the song. We went in the studio and recorded it, and thank goodness he gave me that suggestion, because he made it a better song by him saying that.
So this is the song that's actually now up for nomination for Pop Solo Performance, Best Pop Solo Performance.
It is, yeah.
So Juan, we're gonna play the one that says "When Love Is Love." You introduce the song for us. We're gonna play it, and then we'll be right back. You hang on. So go ahead and introduce it, though.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. It's your song. You.
All right, everybody, get ready for "When Love Is Love."
There you go. Perfect.
Yay.
Come talk with me a while. There are things that we could say about the clouds and rain, and maybe your name. Oh, tell me where you've been and where you'd like to go. Crowded with some friends, can I walk you home? Come talk with me a while. I see lovely in your smile. Your perfume whispers hello. Hold on and never let go. When love is love, baby will know. Look into my eyes, I'll tell you what I see. You're beautiful the way you're looking at me. Come talk with me a while. I see lovely in your smile. Your perfume whispers hello. Hold on and never let go. When love
They love it in the chat room. They think it's terrific and very romantic. So congratulations. I thought it was great.
And for
Thank you.
your- for
Thank
your
you. That's
age-
Karina Jones playing the female part in there. And
For your
I
age,
just met her that
thank you.
night. We did the video together.
Listen,
I
John,
was going to ask you if that was Pepper J. So I
John, for your
They
age,
found her at the bowling alley, I think, the night before, didn't they?
why don't we
He's
have
answering to
control?
me.
No, we have got to educate.
Okay, not
no.
right now. Let's go.
No, because it's
So-
typical. I can't do an interview.
I know, but you can't hear.
No, but I want to make an interesting interview.
He wants to make it. He wants to talk. Ron wants to say.
No, I
something.
don't want to talk. I'm interviewing, but I want to make it interesting.
I know, but he
don't
was
wanna-
answering my question.
I know that. Oh, go ahead.
No, he was answering. No, go ahead. Now you can go. You got
No,
the
I
floor.
wanted to say, compliment him.
Good.
When he finishes singing, you have to let me make my opinion of what I thought. Okay?
We're married.
No, just don't be stupid. And I thought, and my feelings are, he's good for a man of his age. He doesn't have an old man voice. Because when you get to be 80 years old, your vocals change and you sound like a little old man. You still sound like Perry Como, a young fella.
Perry Como.
You
Thank
sound
you.
terrific. May I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Beards age us. I would never put a beard on. If I don't shave for a couple of days, I look like a homeless person. I don't look sexy. Maybe you should try it without the beard. You could even look younger and better. My opinion. And you're good looking. Don't hide a handsome face with hair. You know,
I
unattractive.
shave half. How's that? You just get that.
Yeah.
Not really. Really, I know it's very in to have a beard, but it's also boring because everybody you look at has a fucking beard. I won't,
Including me.
I won't put a beard on. I look 85 with a beard. But you're terrific. I think you're great, and I'm very proud that you're a senior. Yay for
Thank you.
senior.
And you know, when you listen to Tony Bennett, he never sounded aged. He always sounded like he did when he was young.
Tony always sounded like Tony.
He was
you know
great.
why? You know why? He never used his voice. He didn't scream. He
No.
didn't yell. He was always mellow. And the same thing with Johnny Mathis.
Johnny Mathis.
Mathis kept his voice to 90
That's his favorite. Is Johnny Mathis.
because they don't scream.
Yeah,
You-
those are the best. Yeah.
You do some high pitch at the end when you hold your one note. But you hold it well. I'm surprised at 80 years old,
77.
77. You can
I'm going to
hold.
be 78 next month.
There you go.
I'm surprised you can hold that note.
So, who
well.
were some of your musical influences?
Well, you had one of them right there, Johnny Mathis, Tony Bennett, Perry Como. You know, I used to listen to all those guys. You know, with Elvis, the Beatles.
That's all we had back then. It was wonderful.
Oh
We
yeah.
didn't have the shit of today, the fake people making millions of dollars with this rap shit. They don't even sing, they talk, and they're making millions of dollars. Disgusting.
Well, music's changed a lot. You know, we were fortunate we grew up in an era where we had those romantic, beautiful voices in our life. You know.
Peggy Lee. Who couldn't sing a sexy song better than Peggy Lee?
Oh, Peggy Lee. Never know how much I love you.
She was good. She was great.
So I also wrote down that you and Pepper, which we should say Pepper's your producer,
Yes.
producer management. You co-authored a book called Dynamic Song Performance: The Singer's Bible, and it provides insights for aspiring artists. And you also did a book called Acting with Your Eyes.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about acting with your eyes.
Well, acting with your eyes is a technique I came up with for actors. You know, when you're on the camera, your gestures have to be subtle. They can't be all over the place, although some actors do that. But when you're looking at the camera, it's called eye phrasing. If I look at you, you're right there, and I say, Mary had a little lamb. His eyes were white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. That's called eye phrasing. You know, and you just do that little bit. You don't have to do anything else when you're on a camera, when you're doing close-ups. So I wrote a book about that to teach actors when you're on a camera, that's all you have to do is use the eye phrasing. along
Have
with
you,
whatever
I
acting
think
technique you have. This will complement it.
have you been an actor?
I've done acting. Yes,
I love it.
I've been acting for 7 years. And I knew that when I was 19. I learned that because my mother was friends with Gloria Swanson. And I met Gloria Swanson the first time in my life when I was about 9. And you know what I remember about her? Her eyes. She spoke with her. I couldn't get over it. Her eyebrows were up here somewhere, and her eyes just. She looked, and you knew what she was. She was telling you what to do with her eyes, and that was the training they did in silent movies. Because in silent movies you didn't have voice, so all you had was your eyes. You made love with your eyes. You were angry with your eyes. So yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. Well, it's a good technique. It works with any acting
I
technique
still
you're
use it.
using.
I still use it. I just did a movie where I had to look different than the script said. So I told my director, can I do it my way? Let's try it this way. And I did it by turning my head, and they came in on my eyes, and my eyes were angry, and they loved it. They said that did the whole script. You see, so you don't have to have words all the time. It's how, my kids knew that, but both my daughters, if they misbehaved, we were out in public and they were jumping around. The Italians, I gave them the eyes. They sat down real sat real fast.
Yeah, the look.
Of love.
I also wrote down musical influences. I don't know who the Wrecking Crew is, but I wrote down the Wrecking Crew, Glenn Campbell and David Foster and Glenn Campbell. I know, obviously.
The Wrecking Crew, you heard them on every pop song. They played on the Beach Boys songs. There wasn't the Beach Boys that played the songs. It was the Wrecking Crew. Glenn Campbell used them on his recording. He was actually a Wrecking Crew member. But almost all the tops, "Be My Baby" with
Be my
yeah, that was the Wrecking Crew. They backed up all the singers. A lot of the singers back then in the '60s. Yeah, you heard them on almost all the records. They were just amazing.
I love it. So you have another new song that I don't know if it's out or it's about to come out, called "Smooth Sailing." Tell us a little bit about it. I thought we'd play it for everybody to hear something different.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, we just released it last week. It's Smooth Sailing. It's a retro song. It's about me, talking about when I was 23 years old, my attitude and how I saw life. And, some Pepper suggested I should write a song. What kind of song? It was a baby boomer song. And the only song I could think of, "Yesterday When I Was Young."
I love that song.
Well, I thought I started to write a song like that, but I thought that's kind of sad. I want something more punchy. So I wrote this song. It's about smooth sailing when I was 23, how life was different and how my good looks got me through everything I ever needed.
There you go. All right, so let's
Even
go
today.
play "Smooth Sailing," you guys. This is the new single by John Michael Ferrari, "Smooth Sailing." We'll be right back.
Things aren't like they used to be. I was strong, good looking at 23. All the young girls would gather around, listen to what I was putting down. Everywhere I'd go, I put on a show. It was smooth sailing for me. Oh, smooth sailing for me. It was smooth sailing for me when I was 23. I took pride in the clothes I wore. I was Steve McQueen when I walked in the door. The ladies there would call my name. It was all in fun, playing a stylish game. The smooth face of youth I wore was the key to every locked door. classy, never down and trashy. I've been to Prague in the rain. I spread a lot of money with a little honey. Everyone knew my name. It was a good time to pal around. We all danced to the Motown sound. Oh, life was sweet, such a treat. Oh, how I wish I was 23. It was smooth sailing for me. Oh, smooth sailing for me. It was smooth sailing for me. I was 23.
Hey, everybody, that was Smooth Sailing by John Michael Ferrari. All right, you go first.
I love that song. You sound about 25 in it, and it's a great song. And it's from my day, my kind of music. So, yeah, you won with me.
Yeah, it's that's from our era. You know, we had to dance to the Motown sound, and you know, life was sweet. It was still sweet, but you know, when you're young, you got that smooth face. It gets you where it gets you almost anywhere you want to go.
I used to sing, would you believe it or not? I was on stage, so I sang a lot. Now I don't sing anymore because I sound horrible. My voice changed. I'm 85 years old. My vocals are old and shrunken or stretched. Which is it? Shrunken? The vocals stretch when you're old.
Yeah, well, I still have to rehearse a lot. I sing pretty regularly.
You're much younger than I, so you're like, what, 8 years younger? That means a lot.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to be 85. It's a whole different ballgame.
So how many instruments do you play?
At one time?
No.
At one time.
Piano, tuba, all at the same time. You know. Oh, actually, guitar is my main instrument. But when I'm in the studio and I'm recording stuff, I'll play the piano and all the instruments that are related to the piano. I do the horn parts and the string parts. I can do all that. So before we went into the studio, I made a whole demo of this song, how I wanted it to play, and then I sent out. I hired a horn player to write out the horn parts. So we went into the studio. I could just hand it to the musicians. But working in the studio, I know how to play all the different instruments. I don't play them live though.
Right. You just play guitar live, right? Or do you play guitar live?
Sometimes
Okay.
we do the sing about, what do they call them, roundabouts in Nashville, songwriter roundabouts. I sit up there and play the guitar, but when I perform on stage, usually it's without the guitar.
Okay.
Now, there are no more nightclubs, unfortunately. But where do you perform if you perform?
Country clubs, things like that. Places.
What kind of clubs?
Country
clubs.
Yeah.
In Nashville, right? There's a lot of places to
No,
perform
he
in
means
Nashville.
country clubs, like
charity events, you know.
No, you mean the country club, like you join a country club.
No.
Well,
I
you
don't
different country clubs. You know, I do shows that mostly when people pay to come in and sit, and I entertain them during the show. When I sang with the band, we did something the same thing, but we were more of a dance band. You know, we used to do dance music.
So I'm bringing this up because I want to promote you. If there's anybody out there that's having an affair and they need entertainment, contact John because he would be wonderful playing for a room at a cocktail hour, for a wedding or something.
JohnMichaelFerrari.com, you guys.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think so.
So you are you performing at the Josie Awards, or you just got nominated for the Josie Awards? But are you actually performing also?
No, I don't think anybody performed. Yeah, a couple of people performed last year. The guy who wrote Weekend in New England, he performed last year. He played some of his hit songs.
Yeah, he's my client. He's one of my clients.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He was great. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed listening to that song in his songs. But no, other than that, I don't think any of the participants are performing this year. But I was anxious to win next year because I wanted to get on the Grand Ole Opry stage.
Did you
Well,
win? Did
you
you win?
never
Did you
know.
win last year?
No, but what we did do is we booked the tour, and I got to stand on the stage.
There you go. Okay.
If
It
you
is a
haven't
big
been on a
stage.
tour, you should go on the Grand Ole Opry tour. It's really interesting.
No, it's a legendary, iconic place to be also. So you gotta love it. So let's tell everybody where they can find you guys. His Instagram is at JohnMichaelFerrari.com. His website is JohnMichaelFerrari.com. When Love is Love, up for a Grammy consideration right now, and the video is on YouTube, you guys. And the new song, Smooth Sailing, is available to stream, right?
Yeah, it's just about everywhere. Spotify, Reverb Nation, and YouTube. Yeah.
Perfect. So I hear Pepper J over on the side. Say hi to Pepper J. I'm going to guess that that's Pepper J. Hi.
Oh, pop your head in there.
No.
Oh, she doesn't want to pop her head in there.
They never do. Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We want to thank you for coming on the show. I think that I wish you all the luck with the Grammy nomination and the Josie Awards. I'm not actually going to the Josie Awards. My business partner will be there, though, with all of our people. So I'll tell her to look you up. And we want to thank you for coming on the show, and best of luck with everything that you're doing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time having me on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
You still got it, John. Now go sell it.
I'm going to go sell it right now.
That's right. Go sell
Smooth sailing.
it. There you go. Smooth sailing. I love it. All right. Thank you so much for coming on. All right, you guys. So don't forget, next Saturday, we've got Clown Motel 3 premiere. I don't know. Hey, Juan, do you have an actual Clown Motel trailer we can play for everybody? Because we still got 7 minutes left to go.
Our trailer.
So I don't know if you do, but if you do, let me know. Put a little thing in the chat.
Put a little thing
So
in
Clown
the chat.
Motel, 3 Ways to Hell, you guys. Ron's going to be in it. We're going to have a bunch of people that we're inviting to go see it. It's got the most clowns of any clown movie ever. It's
Over
a horror movie.
100 clowns. Killer clowns.
And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it might be not a great movie, but
It's going to be a great
but it's going to be
movie.
campy. It's going to be
It's
campy
going to
and
be
fun.
a great movie because you're never going to see anything like it again.
That's true. I
You're
don't know
never
what they're
gonna-
doing.
I mean, they went all over Nevada, the lake, up in the mountains. No, this film it's not like shot in a cellar where it's boring one set the whole movie. It's all over the place. Do we have it?
No, we don't have it. We'll play it next week. Because since we're going on the show next week. But you guys, it's got Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell has some really great cameos in it too. I'm going to tell you who. Besides Ron, hang on, I'm going to look it up and see.
Clown Motel 3. 3 Ways.
So here's
to
some of the other
Hell.
people that are in the film, you guys, that you guys will know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oliver Robbins, he's the little kid from Poltergeist. Lisa Wilcox is the girl who in Nightmare on Elm Street gets grabbed and by Freddy Krueger's claw into the bed that you were like, as long as you're not that girl. Tony Moran is the original Michael Myers. Ari Lehman is the original Jason. Minnie Robinson's been on our show. Donnelly Hyson, who we love. She plays the crystal ball. A lot of these people that are Eileen Dietz is in it. Brett Wagner, who is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's see who else is in here. We know all these people. A lot of these people have all been on the show. Al Burke, the professional wrestler guy, plays Punchy the Hobo Clown. Josie Cat is a clown. There's a lot of clowns.
and Mary and
yes, Mary's in it, and Mary Kate, she plays a bunch of different clowns, I believe, in it. and
her husband.
And see, there's your.
Her husband plays a soldier of mine.
Yep. So it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. And Dietrich Thrall is in it again. He's from Lords of Acid. It's a great band. So I think the whole event's going to be a lot of fun. And after that, they're all going to Halloween Hotness. We're not going to Halloween Hotness this year. We have a dog at home that we have to take care of. So we're going to come home and take care of the dog. Plus, it's just a really long day to go for 2 big events like that. And what else is going on?
I want to go get different equipment because I don't like the color we are. We're alabaster. We look like fake people. All our guests today were in beautiful color and real looking. They had nice pink skin.
Maybe we shouldn't have a light.
I don't know, but I look like shit.
I don't look that bad.
No, because you're sick. You have a fever.
Either way, we want to thank our guest today. We also want to thank Sam Irvin, you guys, for coming on the show. He's had a remarkable career. John Michael Ferrari. We brought those on also with from Alexis and Lady Summer Helene, the Baroness, and and you guys, Arrow Rose. We should have played it. I didn't think about it. Arrow Rose with Chris Wise. They were on the show 2 weeks ago, and their music video is now released. It's called Heal Me. You can go on YouTube and see Heal Me, and I'll try and upload it for next week for us to have Heal Me because it's really good. It's a really good video. You guys will dig it. And they say we look good.
Look good? Are you kidding?
Yes.
If I looked like this in person, I would shoot myself. No way. I look like I died.
No, you're a little. Well, you don't have any color in your face. You could sit outside in the sun a little bit.
No, I'm. Listen, it's the lighting, my dear. It's all about lighting. You know that. Lighting keeps you young.
Hang on, let's see.
If the lighting is, then that's better.
Well, that's how we had it earlier, and you didn't like it.
No, but that's too bright. But at least I have pink
color. Yeah, you have pink in your skin.
You know.
They say we look
Isn't
good.
Isn't it awful when you're in the public eye, how you got to worry about what the fuck you look like? If I wasn't an actor, and if I was just a normal person, like a hairdresser, forget about it. I wouldn't care what I look like. It would be such a nice life. I got to worry about losing my hair, losing my eyebrows, getting wrinkled.
They said it's very bright now.
Why do you interrupt me when I speak? You like doing that, don't you? Where do you see the birthday present I give you?
Yeah, that's better. Anyway, you guys, so we got 2 minutes left.
And the birthday present I'm going to give you explodes in like 5 minutes.
Follow at This Is Jimmy Star, you guys, on social media. We put a brand new trailer up for Legend of the Bunny Man. It's on It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on YouTube, and it's on TikTok.
Bunny Man, the new shit you're going to be afraid of.
So please check it out. I think you guys will dig it. I have a new book out called The Misfit Orphans. It's also available. And I guess that's it. We can go because we don't have to keep staying because we don't have anything to talk about. You want to say anything?
Well, our time is up.
You got a minute, but you can go early.
I can go early.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, chat room. And we'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
Bye, everybody.
Vamos.
This is MC Alfred and Ozzy. I'm just chilling, Mr. Yo sitting down and designing. Why every man in my thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC. You can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.